You are up, Commissioner.
All right, Bannock County Commissioners are in session. It's Tuesday, January 10th.
No, it isn't.
It is February 10th. Yeah, we're double dipping on the
I
agenda.
just showed that to her.
That's funny, I was laughing. All right, correct day is February 10th. Glad everybody's here today. Starting off with, we don't have any indigent, the mayor's not here, so Scott. You
I'm
got?
here for the mayor's thing, right?
Okay, all right. Seth's not here. Karen, you are first on the agenda today. How do you like that?
There I go. Good morning.
Good morning.
My name is Karen Trumbull. I'm our Office of Emergency Management. I'm here for a closeout SHSP 2022 grant.
Any questions on that?
We finally closed out a 2022 grant.
Yeah, it's nice they give us 3 years to work with it, and it's, yes.
No, I don't have any questions.
There it is. I was just looking for it. Okay.
Oh, I have
Okay, if there's no questions.
I'd make a motion that we go ahead and sign this closeout grant.
Okay, we have a motion. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Okay. Thanks for showing up and, being first.
Thanks for having me.
No Seth Scott. Should we try without Seth? Any questions on this contract with Seth Scott and the Juvenile Detention Center?
No, I reviewed that and approved it.
Okay. Any questions, Commissioner Moser?
No. They're
Okay.
always pretty straightforward.
And
Okay.
these are the pass-through grants that the state used to pay directly, and now we pay, but they give us the funds. So,
Oh, okay.
I'd make a motion that we go ahead and approve this grant, or this request signature on independent contractor agreement.
We have a motion. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Okay. Man, we're flying this morning.
What happens when no one shows up?
I know, I like it. Christie.
Mr. Clauser, Comptroller, I have before the board a request to reallocate funds from B budget to A budget and benefits. What's happened is Seth had a employee leave, which caused a payout, and with that person leaving, we didn't have budgeted for a payout, which created some issues with on-call. He had to have more on-call people to cover, so it's just kind of created a snowball effect. So we're requesting to move $12,000 from the food line item, which pays for the jail food. We over budgeted that, so we're going to move $12,000 from that line, put $10,000 into extra help and $2,000 into benefits, and then that way he should be good for the rest of the fiscal year. We did find that on that food budget, we'll probably be able to take that down, and then in next year's budget, we will most likely add a line for separation payouts so that this scenario doesn't come up again. So,
Okay.
and if you approve this, then Nancy will do a resolution to move the funds as outlined in the reallocation, which then you'll approve the resolution and make it formal.
Okay. You have any questions, Commissioner?
No. I'd make a motion that we go ahead and approve the change of funds from B budget to A budget as requested.
We have a motion. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Okay. Mayor, come on up.
What, 2 weeks in a row?
Yeah, I know, been seeing y'all a lot lately, including at chamber meetings and everything else.
Well, it's a good thing. So
Yeah, yes,
glad
for
to see
sure.
you. And glad to have you with us this morning.
Thank you.
This is just kind of that quarterly check-in, and for you, it's your first one, and we sent you a list of questions, and so
Yeah.
the floor is yours.
Okay. Well, it's going really good so far, and like the the cooperative kind of attitude that we have. I think whatever we can do to work together benefits us all for sure, and have had lots of good meetings with Mayor Birch and tag teaming on some things, and economic development. We're both on the Portneuf Valley Partners Board of Directors. So, but I did get the list of questions there. I talk about partnership, and I hope on the other side of my mouth I'm not like, well, it's a money thing and we can't do this or whatever, but there's the reality with, you know, a couple of things that I'll talk about. But let's start with the ambulance contract that I've talked to Chief O'Hearn and Chief Shy. And overall, we feel that's a really good partnership. Things are going well and, you know, helps the service countywide, citywide. So we're happy to provide that ambulance service under our current contract. And overall, it sounded really good, the feedback I got from both of those, that I think there's a draft, kind of a draft contract that's on its way, or Chief O'Hearn was going to
Should be
pick
It's
that up.
with Pocatello City Legal at this point.
Okay, so it's in our legal department.
It is.
And overall, it sounded really good that there, you know, the only thing that really came up, and I don't know if there's big heartburn on this, but on the dispatching, and I'm trying to figure out the funding streams, and you've got the tax district and then the 911, the people's cell phone bills and all that's collected. The little feedback I got was on the dispatch center in Pocatello, that I know we get half of a salary there for AJ, and then some overhead of $20,500. We did some calculation, and that overhead, it's short from what we get from the county, that when you look at all of it together, like the, you know, utilities, the rent charges that we do on our finances. But I'm personally not really that worried about that. The staff has kind of mentioned that, but I think we can work with you on that. But other than probably a couple of minor tweaks in the contract, I think we're good with renewing it. We'll see what our legal department has on there. I'm not sure what their tweaks would be, but you know, what I foresee, I don't see any significant changes on that. And I think that, you know, having the station in McCammon will be really good. And from what I understand, the county is funding both of the personnel down there. So good agreement. That overall with the ambulance, we're happy, other than maybe a couple of minor tweaks there. On the sewer district and the wellness complex, I know those were, and the animal shelter, those were some others. I probably don't, this is just kind of, I don't have like the greatest, I wish I could come like, you know, we're gonna do like this and this or whatever, but with the sewer district, that first of all, with the capacity at the water pollution control plant, it's good. There's lots of capacity at the facility itself. I think some of the hesitation with doing a countywide sewer district is, you know, one of the things in the charges that we've had just in the past, ongoing charges, there's fees, there's costs built in the fee structure, where if like long-term maintenance, deferred maintenance, you know, accidents or whatever happened, it's been built up in our fees for future capital improvements. And so if we were to do a countywide sewer district, that all those funds that Pocatello has been collecting for the future, it just kind of going from a point forward, we don't have that, if that makes sense. And then we have some hesitation with the sewer district. We would have to have a board of directors, and the city would lose control on that. So, you know, although partnership is great, I feel like I'm just kind of incongruent with what I'm saying, but it's kind of a cost thing, and it's a control thing, and lots of capital expenses have been put in that system. So right now we have kind of cold feet for
Let's talk
doing
about that for just a
district.
second.
Yeah.
The sewer district, the thought process behind that was everybody outside of Pocatello would join it, so Pocatello would not lose control. It would still be Pocatello's facility. The sewer district would just be a customer, kind of like Chubbuck is a customer of the
Okay.
Pocatello sanitation department, or sewer district, or not sewer district, but
So what
waste
do the-
treatment.
Okay.
It would
so-
be a separate entity that would come in contract with you to do that.
Okay.
And primarily, the thought process was potentially from Ingham to the reservation boundary would be what we would look at potentially doing as a sewer district to help facilitate the growth in both of those directions.
Yeah, okay, and it wouldn't require like a new board or whatever?
No.
It's just like you say, it would be the customer
That district would require its own board.
That is correct. The
But they
district
would be just like the commissioner says, they would be a customer to the city of Pocatello. It would still be so the outlying area
Yeah,
would have to have their board members in
Okay.
there.
okay, well, let me take that one back then, because I think the assumption was there that,
No.
we turn over, that was honestly the biggest fear, like turning that control over, but like you say, if it's just a customer or whatever and we charge accordingly, because like I say, the sewer plant itself does have lots of capacity, and good to know from Ingham
Yeah.
north that it's just that. Hey, if we can get something to work or whatever, that, I will sure take that back and study it.
Yeah,
So-
the main thing is just, would that be something that you guys would be interested in? And if so, then we can begin to work on it on our end and see if there's an appetite for that with Chubbuck and the other areas of the county to see if it makes sense and things like
Yeah.
that.
So is it just to like get people off septics or,
Yes.
kind of the main motivation?
Just to
there?
facilitate that growth, because we've got some water issues out on the north end between Chubbuck and where the area of city impact is on that.
Okay,
And again, to help facilitate maintaining clean groundwater and the growth and things like that, if we could create that sewer district and then tie into the capacity that you have, then
Yeah.
I think it's a win-win for everybody that way.
okay.
Well, that's outside of Ingham there, they had conversations about annexing some ground there. And they said they didn't have the capacity in sewer and stuff, so they didn't annex it. So
Okay.
now we're putting houses neighbor to neighbor with sewer systems and wells. I mean,
Yeah,
it just, if we don't look into the future somehow, we're gonna be in trouble.
And then all that development on the old highway between Ingham and Black Rock Canyon,
Yeah.
again, if we could put that on a septic system and
Sure.
run it, then
yeah, okay. Well, let me take that back, because that's some new information for me.
okay.
So, okay. And then on the wellness complex, like the watering for that, I know that was on the list of questions. Why is there a need for that? That, I thought the county had its own well there, or they took water out of the pond, or is that like not working very well, or?
Oh, and you can do the
Scott,
history.
step up here. Scott's here. Hold it down.
Hey, good, how are you?
Good, nice to meet you, Scott. Scott Crowther, Event Director, Business Manager.
Okay,
To sort of provide a little bit of back history, I think it was 5 years ago, probably 2021. Commissioner Brown at the time, I know, went and talked to the city about having some water, some bills waived, I think it was, right? And part of it was we put in some infrastructure so that we could water out of our current deep well. At that point in time, we weren't required to track our water usage. We have since been required to track our water usage, and we are overutilizing our water rights.
okay.
And so we're currently under a curtailment order, and as we looked at like our water rights, that was one of the issues that I think we found, is that although we did
We moved our
Install
water
the
rights. We
infrastructure.
didn't increase our
yeah,
water
we
rights.
didn't increase our water rights, but when the wellness complex was put in, so.
And in the original conversations in that complex, the city of Pocatello was a partner. That's why Mayor Blad's name's on the plaque up there. And the city was going to provide water for that complex. In the final conversations, it came out that, oh, well, we got water, we don't need to do that. Well, it turns out we really didn't have the water we thought we had, now that the curtailment up and down the valley. So
Yeah,
we're at the point right now where we're gonna have to not water the fields.
yeah.
I mean, we're at that point.
So how much of a shortfall are you at, like 20%, 10%, or hard to say?
Well, so I've been the director up there for the last 5 years. All this stuff happened before I got up there. And so I don't have the best, I mean, I've pieced together some information. So even the meter was installed before I got up there. So we're estimating based off of our meter, when the meter was installed, roughly where we're at. And it is about what we were using before. I think that, and I just went off of like your water prices per gallon, and the fact that we were about, I think our bill is somewhere in the $16,000 to $18,000 for a month for a summer month. And then we divide that out by 5 months. So I don't have an exact number. The estimate was substantial. I would say that's the estimate was substantial. So
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah, and one thing I did find out from the history, that I did find a little bit out about that, like originally, the city was watering the soccer fields, and it was just like a really great deal. It was like $70 a month or something to do that, from what I understand. And then decision was made to convert that over, like to connect it to the county's water system. And we did, if I got my information right, we did provide a $30,000 break on that with connection fees and all that. So I'm getting my arms around everything because I'm new and all that, but I did hear that, like, just know that the city did step up to the plate and waived a lot of fees when that happened. We don't want to see like the place not being watered. I wanted to first understand the reason, because I wasn't sure if there was an expansion going on or something with more turf to water.
So we have talked about that when we did some initial exploration. We have 9 acres that is not utilized right now. That's kind of down by the horse arenas that we had mentioned during our last budget cycle, looking at putting in more grass down there to allow some of our fields to rehab. And I spoke to your water department about
Levi.
Do we have capacity?
Or Justin.
Yeah, do we have capacity just to water that at a cost? Does the city have capacity? And they said, yeah, we're good. It would just be something we'd pay for. So that was a little separate from this one. This one is more trying to address our water curtailment. I think this is what it was when we converted the fields to be watered by our well. So we took all of our water rights, put them into the lake, and just the water we have going to the lake to water the wellness complex falls within at least from what I can see, falls within our water rights usage. It was when we started watering all the fields up top with that same water, or with that same well, that we started exceeding our water right usage. So I think what we're really looking for, at least right now, would be to figure out something for probably watering the fields and keeping everything else kind of the same. So going back to the old agreement that we had, right?
And theoretically, there's another well up there, Jason?
Yeah, so there is a well that the city has that we had talked, and all of this happened, most of all of these things happened before anyone in this room was here.
Right.
Right?
Yeah.
So, except Christie.
Nancy.
Yeah.
But there was talk at one time about the well that's on Appaloosa that is not potable, but would be able to be used for fields. It's just not something that the city can use as potable water. That there was a conversation that happened right before Ernie and I were elected about the city gifting that water if we incurred the cost to water those fields again.
Back down.
But then there was a strong personality conflict between a couple of people here at the county and at the city, and then it just went not happening.
Apart.
So I think with no hurt feelings, we could move forward, and you could potentially look at that and see if that well, to my knowledge, the last I heard, it was not really being used. It's being serviced, and it is a serviceable well. It's just not potable
Okay.
for whatever reason.
Yeah.
So that's something that I would love to see looked at. If it's
Sure.
a
Yeah,
water
I-
right that's not being
Yeah.
used and you don't know, we don't know, but I think that that is a strong possibility if we get egos out of the way, that's something that could be
Yeah.
looked at.
Okay, sure, yeah. The only well I know of that's not potable, there's the Satterfield well, and the city has plans to tap into that well to water the golf course, the Highland Golf Course, just because we're thinking our own potable water
Yep.
issues there, because that's the fastest growing area of the city,
Right.
up on that Highland Bench. And so, just in an effort to counter that, I did learn of the Satterfield well, because that golf course takes 900,000 gallons of water a month. So, but yeah, that's info to me on that Appaloosa one. I'll take that back and ask more questions.
And like I said, that's before we were all here, so that's
Yeah.
just what I had been told, and it's always been kind of thrown out there as an option. I had talked to Brian about it one time, and he said that it was a potential option, but then we never could really get any traction.
Yeah, okay, yeah, I'll take that back, and we know the city uses the wellness complex, and people, it's a good amenity for Pocatello, even though it's not there, so, if there's a way to do something creative like that, I'm open-minded to it, but just what I learned before is just the capacity, we're like, that is a quick growing area up there, and there's a plat that we're getting like 200 or 300 more homes in Northgate from millennial developments coming. So there's the concern with our capacity up there, but I did not know anything about that, so I'll take that back up with Flagpole. So, okay, yeah, but like I say, beyond that, it's a capacity concern that we have too. So I'll have to get back with you on that one.
Okay, thank you.
So, and then on I think the animal, sure, thank you. The animal shelter was another one. And just that one, we're like nearly capacity. We're like 90 to 100% capacity at that facility all the time. And it didn't start out that way, but just talking to everybody involved there, if there was room or whatever, but there's not. So we're just kind of getting squeezed out there for sure. And I'm not sure what Chubbuck is doing, what they have going on or whatever, but yeah, just that one, I don't know if I have any good news on a partnership that we could do because of that.
Okay.
So,
Okay, well, we have a direction then.
so,
we'll-
yeah, that one seemed pretty black and white,
Okay,
so.
okay.
But yeah, no, just with that clarification on the sewer and the wellness complex, yeah, we'll dig in further, see what the possibilities are,
Wonderful, thank you.
so.
And do you have anything for us?
I don't, yeah, just, I think you asked kind of what was on our minds too, especially with the ambulance district. We know we
Okay.
have to get moving on that.
Good, good. Commissioner, do you have anything?
No, thank you. Thank you for coming by.
Yeah, sure.
Good to see you here.
Okay, all right, thank
Okay,
you.
thank you, Mayor, appreciate it.
Uh-huh.
And good luck. Continue
Yeah, thanks.
to drink from the fire
Oh,
hose.
it's going that way for sure. Okay, thanks.
Okay, see you.
Yeah.
Matthew, do you need executive session, or, let's do this real quick then. Let's go to the resolutions and ordinances. Is there any discussion on the resolutions?
No. I'd make a motion that we go ahead and approve Resolution 2026-10 and -11.
Okay, we have a motion. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Okay. And we need a signature on the waiving of fees for the reception hall. We're going to run a test down there. We have someone willing to be the testee, so I would make a motion that we would approve the waiving of fees at the exhibit hall per our previous discussion. Any discussion on that?
No?
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
And then lastly, we have the commissioners' proceedings. Any issues with the commissioners' proceedings?
No?
Then I would move that we approve the commissioners' proceedings as included in the packet. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. And with that, I would move to enter into executive session under Idaho Code 74-2061 A and B to discuss personnel items.
Commissioner Hub,
Yes.
Commissioner Murphy.